Welcome to Beating Cancer Daily. Beating stage 4 cancer for 30 years still takes my breath away every time I say it. I'm Saranne, founder of the ComedyCures Foundation, and I hope you'll join me for just a few minutes daily for the next 365 days so we may laugh, learn, maybe cry a little as we live our best days beating cancer daily together. So I've been thinking a lot about how to just make chemo much more fun. And if you've heard the episode Chemo Comedy Party, that's how I started over 2+ decades ago by throwing myself many chemo comedy parties. But I want to break it down even further. I want you to sit down and make a list, either in your phone or your computer on a piece of paper, how you think you could make chemotherapy more fun. Some of you may just have 4 or 6. Some of you may have 100, like my friend Leah that I did an episode on. But ever since I saw her picture of herself reclining in her chemo chair at her 100th chemo treatment, I said, I think we have to help people think of ways to have a lot more fun. So if you don't want to throw a chemo comedy party and you don't want to have champagne flutes, or you're not allowed to have champagne flutes at your chemotherapy, what could you do? Now, I loved giving out gifts. I loved coming each chemotherapy treatment and having something small but happy to give away. So I printed up little buttons that said, the gift of laughter, 1-888, ha, 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 ha. And I gave those out because that button told people they could call our 24-hour free laugh line and get comedy every day. I don't expect you to list over 100 comedians and tons of amateur comedians and set up a laugh line like I did and have people call it. Okay, that's a little bit extreme, but just something personal. Maybe you knit. Maybe it's just something that you knit for people, or maybe it's something you get on Oriental Trading Company where you can get bulk things for really inexpensive. That's what teachers do. And they have lots of fun little gifts. We call them tchotchkes. I don't know if you know that word, but tchotchkes are like little cheap things that you can give away, and they're either funny or they can be useful. So maybe you find something at Oriental Trading Company. But I love this idea of giving when you're at your weakest or lowest or most vulnerable. I actually got approached on LinkedIn by a behavioral scientist, organizational psychologist, and charter member of the International Positive Psychology Association. And this guy, Mike Rucker, told me that he had a book coming out and could he send me a copy? He thought that I'd really like it. So he sent me The Fun Habit: How the Pursuit of Joy and Wonder Can Change Your Life. Find delight, fix unhappy. Boy, did he send that to the right person, because now I'm talking about him on the podcast. But I actually didn't have time to read the whole book, but I just skimmed it, and it will be on my reading list when I have a little bit more time. But Mike actually also has this idea that you should sit down and think of a few things that can make life more fun. I really love this idea, and I really think that you have some of your own cool ideas. So another tip that Mike and I share is that you don't think about chemo when you're not in chemo. Now, I know that sounds easy, but it's not so easy all the time. But you really don't take the chemo out of the chemo room with you. If you can have that discipline, then there's so many other fun things that you can be thinking about and doing. And that takes practice. I had an episode called Pausing Cancer where I taught a strategy of not this, not this. And if chemo is haunting you when you leave or before you get there, not this, not this is a great way to just stop it at its knees. Just really clip it and not have it running rampant in your mind. So, in the chapter that I was reading, Mike was really talking about how to have more fun at work, but I actually think it all applies to the chemo room. So, Mike actually quotes a study that shows that people who detach from work and pursue deliberate leisure in the evening come to work the next day in better spirits than those who fail to detach from work. Now, I don't think there's much difference between work and chemotherapy in the sense that I believe that that study could apply to chemo. If you're carrying around that chemo and you don't separate from it and detach from it, it's really going to exhaust you and then also impact the quality of your life the next day. So I want to take a lesson from what Mike said and really see if we can help you put that boundary between chemo and the rest of your life. So another way to have fun in chemotherapy is to bring someone with you that you actually enjoy their company. If you don't have someone that you treasure who can come with you to chemo, it's often fun to find a chemo buddy that actually has the same regimen cycle as you or close to it. And then the two of you can schedule your treatments together and they actually become your chemo buddy. And I have made so many good friends because I had so much chemotherapy. So don't underestimate the power of finding another person in a waiting room or in the chemo room that you can strike up a conversation with. And then if you have a lot in common, you actually go through this experience together. Unless you're totally antisocial and you don't find other people comforting and you don't want to share this experience with another person. Some people say don't eat or do anything in the chemo chair that you really, really love, because sometimes your brain can play tricks on you and associate that thing with negative aspects of going for chemotherapy treatment. So, for example, if you love lemon ice pops, don't bring a lemon ice pop with you to chemotherapy because you will associate that with a negative activity and never want to eat a lemon ice pop again. I had a different strategy. My strategy was make chemotherapy so much fun that I actually don't mind going to it. I actually kind of look forward to going to it because I made it such a party. The other thing is that I deliberately wanted to increase my endorphins, create as much dopamine and as much serotonin as possible so that I associated in my mind chemotherapy with being energizing, fun, stress relieving, and just feel good. So I rigged the deck. I tried to do every trick I could think of to make this a super positive experience for myself. If you're looking for more ideas, definitely listen to Reframing Cancer and Cancer Startup Spa, because both of those, in addition to Chemo Comedy Party, have some really good ideas. Oh, and Don't Bite the Hand That Infuses You also has some good ideas. So these are just some tips that I did and that I think could be useful. If you have great tips for getting through chemotherapy, you know that I love when you share them with me. So go to ComedyCures.org and hit the record button and tell me all your great tips. And if you want to write to me, then just hit the write us button or the contact button, and you can tell me it in writing. I hope you have easier chemotherapy days, and I will see you tomorrow. If you loved today's episode, then tell the world. Why? Because Beating Cancer Daily and our membership circle are both a listener and donor supported experience. So the more people you tell and the more people that join us, the more robust and interesting programs our nonprofit, the ComedyCures Foundation, can bring to you throughout the year. I really want you to go to ComedyCures.org. And of course, I always want you to make a donation. It's tax deductible to the extent allowed by law. But what's super exciting is not only can you laugh and explore the comedy there, you can look at our membership levels and find the one that's great for you. And if you're feeling a little bit generous, gift one to a chemo brother or sister or to a caregiver that you just want to help them improve the quality of their day. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow. Guess what time it is? It's time for me to read the disclaimer. Beating Cancer Daily and the membership circle are not in lieu of medical advice or treatment. They are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your healthcare team to review your best strategy. Thanks for listening.